Now we're getting somewhere. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to make his eyes. And to make his eyes, I take my pencil. You can use a pencil or the end of a paintbrush or anything you want. And I figure out where I want his eyes to be. And I just squish in. That tells me where the eyes are going to be. Right there. A little bit of slip inside those little eye sockets right there. And then we're going to take just a little bit of clay, maybe the size of a pea. Not very much clay at all. And we're going to divide it into two little pea-shaped things and just roll them around in your fingers until they're nice and round. And then I throw them down like that, squish like that. Just throw them right down on the board. And that makes them flat on one side. And then I can take them and I can stick them right inside the hole I just made. Just like that. Then I take my tool again, my pencil or whatever it is that you like, and I just poke it in there. And that gives him an eye, plus it helps to join the clay together. So now my fish has eyes. He's starting to look pretty good, I think. Okay, next thing we want to do is we want to make his gill. And you know that's how fish breathe and everything. So we want him to have a gill, and to do that we make a line right behind his mouth, just like that, and then come on the back side of that line and just squish it down a little bit on the back side of that line. See what that does? And we come over here and we do the same thing. We just draw a line like that and then squish it down here. And that gives us gills. Okay? Now, we're going to need to put fins and a tail on our fish. And then he's pretty much done. Almost. So when I do the top fins here, I take 3 pieces of clay and I try to make them, each one a little bit smaller than the other. So let's say that's going to be his first fin, and then his second fin and his third fin, and you can see each one is a little different size. And so let's take the first fin first, and we just roll it into a ball. And then if you put it between your hand and put your palm against your board and roll it like that, it gets to be kind of a cone shape, just like that. Let's do that with all 3 of these. And this is how we're going to make his tail too. So we have your ball, and you just roll like that until you get it where you want it. And you're trying to end up with 3 little cone shapes. And we're going to roll it like that. Now we have our cone shapes. But his fins aren't cone shaped, really. Let's get the back ready. I go right about where his mouth ends, and I just make a few lines. I can use my skewer if that's what I have. So we're just making some lines where his 3 fins are going to go. And we'll put a little bit of slip in there. Now, let's take the biggest fin. Okay? What I want to do is I want to toss it down there, and that makes it flat on that side. And then I want to turn it over and toss it down again, and that makes it flat on both sides. Just like that. You can do this a few times if you want to see what happens, and you can see it got a little fatter there. So you can do that however you want. And we're going to do that to all 3 of our fins. So we'll just slam it down, turn it over, slam it down again. We'll do that with this one. Slam it down, slam it down. Now we have our fins. Now, we're going to take the first fin, and we're going to lay it like this. See how I'm laying that? Like that, so that the big end of the triangle is in the slit, and I'm just going to press down and then press up like that, just like that. And then I'm going to go the opposite way with the middle one, so I'm going to lay it the opposite way, like that, and whoops, like that, and I'm going to squish it down, put my finger there, and pull it up. And then I'm going to do that with the last one. And I'm going to go just like that and squish it down and pull it up. And now I have my fins. And the clay is wet, so I can kind of mold them however I want to. If I put him back like that, it looks like he's speeding through the water. Or you can put him straight up, or you can have him go in opposite directions. You can pretty much do whatever you want with him.